Right, Ian Arnold, bringthenoiseuk.com, here with Dan Sack versus Scroobius Pit. How's it going, guys?
Oh, it's good. It's good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. So you're on a UK tour, played 13 dates so far?
I'll take your
13 tonight.
Right. It's not the 13.
Well, it depends if you count Bournemouth and why would you count Bournemouth.
Don't count Bournemouth.
So yeah, so let's say 13.
Yeah.
Has it been good for you so far?
Yeah, it's been dandy.
It's been excellent.
What would you say the highlight for you guys has been?
We can't give away the highlight until the end.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good crowds. I've got
to
like
go.
4 or 5 favourite crowds on this tour. Normally there's like 2 or 3, but so far I'm
So you're already peaked?
4 or 5. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, tonight is going to be shambolic and rubbish.
It'll be awful, surely. Yeah, the best.
Talking of awful, any calamities so far?
No.
Any cock-ups?
I'm sure something else. I'm
We
sure
left
there
your
was
hat in
the
the
same.
van. That was big.
That was alright.
Someone had to run to the van.
Is that tonight you left it in the van?
No.
Dan left his shirt once or twice, but that's
I left the shirt in the
van.
van yesterday.
You going on stage topless?
Oh, no, I'm sure something has gone hideously wrong at some point. No, I must have imagined it. It must have been at one of the festivals or something. That was a really helpful part of the interview, wasn't it? I just took it off on a tangent and went absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Let's go down this road, it's a dead end.
I've just noticed the 2 watch thing.
The twatch. Yeah.
What's the time?
I'll be able to watch so you can tell the time.
Blimey, they're both exactly spot on.
It's a Flavour Flav quote, yeah. Yeah, I synchronised them bitches.
Good work.
But you don't when you're in Europe, do you?
In Europe, I've local time on the silver watch and girlfriend time on the gold watch.
Is that a bit like 2 phones? One that's normal, one
girlfriend,
one for the bitches.
Yeah, one for the bitches and one for my customers.
So looking at tour, what would you say your rider essential is?
For me, it's just a bottle of rosé because I drink beers or ciders on stage. I get a bit burpy, and a burp isn't a good kind of thing to push the emotion of a song about suicide or domestic violence. A little burp
not the best
kind of
thing.
goes, oh.
If you do throw a burp in, do you try and roll in with a bit of beatboxing just to...
I just smash through. Often people don't notice. I've done a few on this tour. I've done a sick on stage. I've done a sick on stage. I only dropped one word.
That's a
Just
skill.
went down, not and continued on. Yeah. Only a little bit sick. My shoes essential. No, I just missed my shoes. But it just went beside me. It wasn't like pushing out. It was just a little drop on the floor, on with the show.
Bit sick in your mouth and then accident.
Professional. What's your tour essentials? Oh, what's that weird drink you keep getting every now and then?
Dandelion and burdock.
Dandelion and burdock. What is that?
It's no root beer.
I've never heard of it.
It is no root beer, it's a British root beer. It's not a sarsaparilla.
It's a second class root beer.
No, it's a proper English.
You're going to turn nasty in a minute.
It's fine, you're in the middle.
Yeah.
It's because you can't get root beer
far.
without fructose, cornstarch and stuff, which is just a bit sweet for me. And turns your liver to pate.
Oh.
So yeah.
So looking at you two guys as a duo, how you first started off, would you say like the relationships evolved musically the way you collaborate, or is it sort of the excitement and
I think that technically the way we do it is the same, but it has different. Our understanding of each other has evolved hugely, and that comes from spending every day in a van with each other and kind of doing a lot of music and sending it back and forth. It all kind of it works, and from the live shows, I guess. The more
that's the thing
that's
development. Evolved the writing, definitely playing live gigs, because you suddenly understand what works with an audience, so you kind of write for that buzz, so you get on stage, and then obviously that will then reflect into the record. But immediately, as soon as you start touring new stuff, you rework it for the audience anyway.
So if you were to look back at when you guys first hooked up together, and personally for each of you, and you were to look back at you back then, would there be one piece of advice you'd give that person you think might make it a bit of a smoother journey?
No, I don't think I've learned that bit of advice yet.
Not yet.
I still need to learn that, and then I'll let myself know in the future past.
Oh, yeah.
How about you?
Nah, stop eating.
What would your tip be?
Stop eating. You're only going to be 27 for another year. Stop eating. Stop eating now, and then when you get to 30, you won't be 17 stone.
It's a good bit of advice.
Which is where I got to anyway. 30.
Really?
I'm about down to 15 and a half.
Good work.
I'm a monster.
So looking at, you've got Cauliflower, new single.
Yes.
Pop hit.
With Kid A.
With Kid A, yes.
Who's supporting.
Yes.
Gonna get on stage?
We might just.
Yeah,
we definitely.
We have
you've done it around 13 times.
Yeah.
We do have to drop one song tonight.
That'd be hilarious if it was
slightly short, so maybe we drop that one.
If it was the big collaboration.
Should be waiting on the side.
The current single, big collaboration, no, we'll leave that.
And then we'll leave the rambling nonsense in. And we'll talk for like a good 3 minutes so we could have got it in.
Yeah, exactly.
About how we're not putting it in.
Exactly.
That'll work.
But no, it's been a really good, because we've never played that song until this tour.
Yeah.
Because it'd be weird to just play it with like a huge
random
sampling, or someone else singing it, or a big sample. So it's been good to kind of be able to be on our second tour of this record, and after a summer of festivals, and suddenly have some new stuff that we can add that's still quite strong stuff that we can have. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way, stuff that it's something that we would have been playing from the start if we could.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's just, we need to have some new songs, here's a B-side. Do you know what I mean? It's something else like, it's one of the songs that was popular on the record, but we just couldn't play it, so it's great to be able to add that at this late in the campaign.
How did the collaboration come about?
Well,
she's US based. Right?
Yeah. I wrote and produced with her first EP in 2008.
Yeah.
And we'd written Cauliflower, Pip had written his half of Cauliflower like before Angles. And we couldn't find the right person to get on it. And we talked to like quite cool people, things like Adele before she got massive and stuff. But it just never quite worked out. Well, it was because Adele got massive that she wasn't on it. One day she was, the next day she was like, I'm a superstar, I've won a Grammy.
Talk to my agent.
No, not that.
But more in that respect, it was more us that kind of agreed or suggested to her that we don't go, just because as she was getting insanely busy, and all of a sudden it'd feel as if we were doing a song with Adele because she's really famous.
Yeah.
So rather than it being a natural thing, it suddenly felt like, I'd rather, just say, we'll stop emailing you saying, have you done that track yet? Have you done that track? And then you just, I'd try elsewhere and have a playback. Because again, it was on one of the tours, a date we did with Ronson a couple of years back, where she came along and she had written part of it and was like, I'm all up for it. But then that's when she got her Grammys and all that, and it was like, it just made sense for everyone. I just wanted to make it so I didn't see it as Adele was suddenly forget you guys. It's like that wasn't the case at all. It was it probably would have ended up on our third record, and it was planned for our first record. So because it would have taken her another year or so to get this moment, it would have been.
So it just kind of fell.
And then,
but then it fell perfectly. I think it went really.
Well, it wasn't. It was just when we'd started writing it. I wrote a hook just to fill the gap, just so we knew where we were looking and how it was going to work. And then that hook turned into what Kid A sings. So it was alright.
So I've got quite a morbid question for you.
Excellent.
Obviously, very good with lyrics and great with words.
Thanks.
Looking at Tombstone, would you beat Spike Milligan? What would you put on yours?
There's no beating Spike, is there? No, I don't know what I'd put on mine. That's going to be something I have to start
working on now.
Planning though, No, there's no beating Spike Milligan. It's the best. Yeah.
Thanks, Spike. You beat me.
Yeah. See Spike's Tombstone.
Awesome, and we've got a couple of fan questions for you.
Excellent.
Here's one for you. A letter from God to man is the most accurate and eloquent description of faith and religion I've ever heard. Has anyone declared a fatwa on you yet?
Has anyone? No, they haven't. Everyone seems. I had one guy. No, I did have one guy. Actually, I was doing a spoken word show, or it was meant to be a spoken word show at some kind of weird end of year for School of Talented Kids or something. It was like X-Men, like a year of mutant kids. It was some kind of end of year thing at a gallery, and I was doing a spoken word set afterwards, and it ended up not being the right crowd, so I just did some stuff over Tom Middleton, who was DJing.
That's right.
And I was doing stuff, and I did a letter from God to man, and there's points where I threw my arms out, like Jesus and all that, and there was a Portuguese guy in the crowd who didn't really understand the words, but was furious, and generally was grabbing me and putting my arms down. I was like, continued security kind of, and then afterwards he wanted to come and talk to me, and they were saying, should we kick him out? I was like, well no, I'd like to talk to him, because it's not having a go at religion. It's not it's not pro or anti. I talked to, and he was really furious and wanted to kill me. And it was a religious thing. It was because he thought I was there saying I'm Jesus or something like that, which is not the case.
Might be the beard.
Yeah, it was the beard,
the big beard.
I don't know, but I left that gig on my own and walked to the train station around the back of all the theatres and that there, and I was a little bit nervous because I was like, he's going to come out somewhere, he's going to appear and kill me.
And if he had, I'd be a richer man.
Yeah, you'd make a fortune. It was before we recorded the second record though.
Oh, so it would be nice if we
a few months later, then that would have been
just finished it, and then I could reluctantly release it because the fans
see the Portuguese.
It's over there.
It's there. Get him.
Awesome. I think that about wraps it up, guys.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for your time. Enjoy the show tonight. Ian Arnold signing off.